What is up, guys? Today I'm going to talk to you about my master plan for summer improvement. Now, you have most likely seen the whole thing about improvement, self-improvement stuff, and most of the times that's focused on way too much on money and way too much on the things that might not actually matter to everyone in life. But the way my master plan for improvement works is by actually focusing on things that I believe matter for everyone, no matter your profession, no matter who you are. If you are a female, male, if you are a man or woman, doesn't matter who you are. I think this plan will work because it's not focused on, I don't know, some status or getting something ultra important. It's focused on pretty much six aspects of life, which we are gonna get into it. I'm gonna go through the whole thing, but yeah, that's kind of my goal now. My goal is to go through the journey because I'm on this journey myself and I want to document everything that's happening. And if that's something you are interested in, feel free to subscribe. But yeah, without further ado, I'm Rocco and let's get into it. So one of the first things, we have quite a few ones. We have mind, body, communication, drive, spirit, and books. Now, books is kind of a bit outside of the thing, but yeah. So mind and learning. Let's start with that because I think that's kind of the most important one to start with, since, well, we are going to attempt to upgrade our mind so that it's better. And once you upgrade your mind and you upgrade the fortitude of your mind, sorry if I said that wrong, but if you upgrade it, you are gonna be able to go through all of the other ones way easier. And I think people often kind of forget the mind, or they just focus on one aspect of the mind, which all of those things can limit you a lot in all aspects. So, for example, mind, the greatest muscle which almost has no limit, since we really don't know the limit of the mind. Let's be honest, people can remember a lot of stuff. Some people can, some people can, some have insane fortitude of the mind, some cannot stop doing things, and it needs constant upgrading. Now, the way you upgrade the mind is by learning new things, of course, and reinforcing what you already know. So by that, when you learn new things, when you do new stuff, for example, when you brush your teeth with your left hand, if you are right-handed, then you are learning something new in your mind. Your mind is connecting some strings and it's getting more powerful and better in some ways. So like any other muscle, we can challenge it till some point of failure. So you can stress your mind to the point where it goes beyond what you think it can go through. Because most of your muscles are connected to your mind, and you will see that you are able to go way beyond what you think you are. You will see that in your life, and when you really push it, it can go. And once you push it, it's gonna get more. It's gonna get stronger. It's gonna get more calloused, and it's gonna get straight up more powerful. So the upgrade plan for the mind. How do you upgrade the mind? Well, it's now been 2 weeks since I started this kind of, and some of the things I found, which we are gonna get into later, it was by reading some books, and I found some stuff that's really good and helpful for the mind. And I can tell you, it's already helping me in a lot of stuff. But there is a long way to go with this. So the upgrade plan: reading and exercise. So reading, you first read something, and also you need exercise for the mind. So let's say reading books and exercise, I don't know, playing some maybe Sudoku or something like that. They're always great for the mind because they make your mind think. Even chess is great for the mind, especially if you are not competitive chess where you just remember all the moves. It requires a lot of thought. So then journaling. We have journaling. What that means is when you are reading something, you should always journal it and act on it. You can see act is the third one. So journaling, you are writing down what you are reading, and you are writing down short notes because it's easier to remember things. And you remember them by writing them down in shorter notes that you can associate, and they remind you of what you need. Then act on it. When you see something in a book, when you see something that's important, when you see something that can help you, well, you should most likely attempt to use it instantly. You should attempt to use it as soon as possible because most likely you are going to forget it and it's not going to become a skill unless you use it. So, reinforcing, reviewing, and repeating. Now, you should reinforce what you learn. You should attempt to use it as much as possible. You should review it. So, review if that's good, how is it working? Is it good for you? Do you need to change something? And then repeating. You repeat everything here. You repeat it many times. I mean, I tried for, let's say, example, I just read some book. We are gonna get into the book later, but it's great for the mind. I just read that book, and now I finished it. I written down my journal and I'm using many things from that book currently. But the point is that I am also kind of looking at what works for me. Some things don't work, some things work better. So we are also using that and then repeating, reinforcing. I'm reading my own journal and seeing what I can get from that and what we can do. So then I want to talk about creativity and AI. Now, AI is a great tool. AI is an amazing tool. I use it every day. But something that AI shouldn't do, I believe, is switch our minds. For example, in the future, we can already see. Okay, I'm gonna actually start like this. We can already see many kids have problems. Not even kids. I would say we have problems. The younger generations have problems where we use AI too much, and if you removed it, most of us couldn't do the work that we need to do. Now, okay, for some things using AI is fine, but some other things like actually having your thoughts, your critical thinking, and then using AI to even do that to come up with your ideas, your stuff, well, that kind of shapes you up. Now, we are still in an age where we didn't grow up with AI. What do you think is going to happen to the younger generation that grows up with AI? Well, I would say they're going to be straight up fucked, I guess. Don't know what else to say about it, but so what I want to do is to kind of say you should have your own thoughts, you should exercise your thoughts. AI can help you kind of go through those thoughts, see what's maybe worth it, what works, what somebody did already, research the internet, because realistically those things do go faster. Now, yeah, as I said, ask AI opinion steps and don't let it think and solve for you, because thinking is such a human thing to do, and kind of coming up with ideas, it's a unique part. And when you use AI, currently AI, I don't know how it's gonna be in the future. Maybe it becomes way better than humans. High likely no, because that means we would have created something that's way above us. But we'll see. It's definitely smarter in aspects of and faster in aspects of getting things, maybe programming even now. Because, for example, I was a web developer and I stopped really liking because AI was just everywhere. You know, it was way too easy to use it. Everybody is using it, and it's kind of it really removed the fun from programming, I would say, for me. So yeah, do your own thoughts. That's kind of my these are the things that I actually kind of wrote for myself, and then I'm now telling you the idea of it because I think it can help everybody. It has already helped me in these 2-3 weeks that I've been doing it. So checklist for mind and learning. One book a week. We will get to do some order later. I have two books that I would advise you to read instantly, and I think they are great books to start with because they are really gonna be able to set up your mindset to be ready for more, to be ready to chase what you love, to do what you love, and to find out what you love actually. Because most of you, right, currently like me, probably had the problem where you didn't actually know what you want to do, how you want to do it, or why you want to do it. It feels empty. You don't really know is there any point to doing that. And well, I think these books can help you a lot because they will teach you to actually try something and not just go and overthink it and quit before you even try it, you know, because you actually need to attempt it. You need to have some attempts at like few dozen attempts at something to actually know if it works. Nothing works for the first time. So the checklist. Now, an easy checklist for this: one book a week, review notes before each reading session, do something hard every day, and again. So, one book a week, I said we'll get to other review notes before each reading session. Now, I would say I kind of did my reading. You can see I have a journal and then I'm kind of pasting them now. Yeah, I'm doing it and I'm pasting it now. Depending on the book I read, if the first book I read, the first week, I'm reading that every 2-3 days. I reread my journal. And for the book that I'm reading currently, I read the journal before every session I start. So the first week I really put it into my mind. And so all the next weeks, you know, you are gonna be dropping in the stuff you already learned, so you don't forget it, the reinforcement. But you are gonna be mostly focusing on the newest things you found out because the older things will already be in your mind from the older repeating. And then do something hard every day. Now, a big part of the mind is that we are used on cheap dopamine. And when you do something hard, when you do something you don't want to do, you should enjoy the victory in it. you should enjoy that you did it. It doesn't matter if it's hard, if you feel sore, if you, I don't know, whatever. You should enjoy the victory of it, of doing that something hard, and feel like you actually made something, because then after your brain is slowly gonna start to understand that hard things are actually way better dopamine than scrolling and using social media, porn, or whatever you have. And once your brain starts to realize that, starts to really place that into the point and place, well, it's gonna start craving hard things, and it's gonna start doing things that it feels are necessary for it. If you love doing and stuff like that, you will be motivated to actually chase your dreams, I guess. So that's kind of the quick start for mind and learning. I will be dropping more videos way more in detail of exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, the failure, the success of what I'm doing. We'll see together what works, what doesn't. But the next thing I want to say, so the first two things are mind learning and body and health. Body and health, I would say, is another one very important, because people usually either just focus on one, they don't focus both on mind and body. And I think that's inherently wrong, because both are very required. And exercise need to good, don't stress, and enjoy small victories. Exactly. So body and health, why is it required? Well, uh, how is it go? How does it go? I think in a strong body, a strong mind, or something like that. Your body, when you are exercising, your body and actually doing stuff for your body, keeping up to the for your health, you are still getting your mind stronger. You are getting it more callous. You are getting that decision making. You're being stronger, because let's say you have chocolate in the house, and you decide, no, I'm not gonna eat chocolate. I'm gonna eat walnuts. I don't know. And that's kind of a decision that still your mind decides on. You do with your mind, but your body also reacts to. So walnuts are very good for your mind, and chocolate, I mean, maybe it's with dark chocolate that's good, but if it's full on sugar chocolate, what's the point of that? There is no health benefit, there is no body benefit. You are maybe gonna feel some kind of dopamine, oh, that's nice to eat, but in reality, you're just gonna feel like a fat loser most likely after that. uh, I'm not saying you cannot celebrate, sometimes eat something sweet, but believe me, that's something that just gets trained. So yeah, body and mind just go together, and they're really required to start with. Then exercise. Nobody cares. So why they write nobody cares? Well, when I was starting in the gym, and most likely when most of the people were starting in the gym or whatever new sport, they felt like an outcast. And maybe a lot of people quit at that point because they think everybody's watching them. But in reality, nobody, and me, literally nobody cares about you. Might be hard to hear, might be not. Maybe you already knew that, but that's kind of how you have to go in life, because people are gonna forget you. And unless you did something astonishingly surprising, even then they are going to forget you in a few days. Like there is no way they don't, because we just have so many stimulus in these days that nobody's gonna remember. If you fail at something, if you failed a lift, if you use the machine wrong, nobody cares. People are actually gonna help you, from my experience. So find what you like. What I mean by that is not everybody loves the gym. Maybe you love fighting sport. Maybe you love climbing. Maybe you love bicycling. Maybe you love running. Whatever it is you like, go do that. It's all good for the body. Now you can have your goals for the body. You can have goals in that, but that's what the next point is about, which is push yourself. Now, push yourself means you should push on what you are doing. So, body, let's say I go to the gym and I'm going to push how much weight I want to progress. And if you have progress, you're gonna feel way better about yourself and actually have more motivation to do it, because you're gonna feel, if you progress every week for some small amount or something, you're gonna feel amazing because you actually made it. So you should push yourself. For example, if you are running 10, you can run 10 kilometers, you can run in 11. You can run, you can run till less time. You can do many things to push yourself. So there should be that kind of improvement part, because it just makes it more fun and gets you to actually do it. Then feel pride. Now, what I mean by feel pride is not pride in a bad way, but pride in yourself, in your inner self, that you made it. And one of the books is going to talk about it, that I kind of say at the end, but feel pride. So when you, let's say, break your record, when you don't even break your record, when you do something hard. For example, I'm going to the gym and I know one of my problems is pull-ups and maybe, I don't know, plank or whatever. And I don't usually do them because you skip them. When you are not good at something, you are prone to skipping it. But when you decide to do something that's hard, your body, your mind likes when you succeed in that hard thing, even if it was 2 pull-ups and you manage to do them right and you manage to do them good. You should feel pride, you should feel proud in yourself that you made it, and that's gonna give you dopamine to push it even harder, faster, and better. So that's another thing. So yeah, feel it not in a bad way, not towards other people that you are better than them. Then it's just that you are better than your old self, which is good to be. Then food. I would say meal prep, eat few times a day, natural, no processed sugar. This is all pretty simple to say. Now, meal prep, one of the things that people don't tell you about, I guess you've seen a lot of talk about food, about eating only meat, carnivore diets and stuff, eating only once a day maybe. Now, I have tried all of those. I have been on that side of the improvement, that side of the thing, and I never managed to stick to it. Now, I was thinking maybe I'm just shit at it. Maybe I'm just, I don't have the mind for it. Well, not really. Meal prep, you should actually meal prep when you are starting, because meal prep allows you to buy way cheaper, create way cheaper, eat way better, and eat the whole week. Now, eat few times a day. What I mean by that is eating 5 times a day. Sometimes people say it's maybe better to eat once, but the reason 5 times a day just works is because when you are not hungry, you are not gonna go for the smaller things like processed sugar, sweets, and that kind of thing. So eating few times a day, that this has really helped me, because I'm just telling you this from my experience. I'm not telling you as this medically or anything. I'm talking about what I have experienced. I have started eating around 2.5 weeks ago. I started eating few times a day, and I started meal prepping. So what happened in a few days? I have like 5 or 6 eating 5 or 6 things I eat a day, and I'm gonna get into it in another video what I eat, but it's pretty simple. But we are gonna get into that. It also reinforces your mind and the body. So I eat a few times a day. Now, eating a few times a day, as I said, really helped me because I couldn't keep off eating sweets, eating chocolate, to be more specific. And especially Nutella, let's say. Nutella is one of my worst enemies, because I used to, when I was younger, I used to eat Nutella on the spoon. I used to eat Nutella with the spoon. So one kilogram of Nutella would be eaten in a few days by eating it with a spoon and milk. You can imagine how fucking shit for your body that is. Sorry about cursing, I guess, but that's not good for the body in any way, shape, or form. Now, why I do that? Well, it was the easiest way to eat something, because nobody wants to constantly prepare a new dish, a new something to eat. So that's why having 5 dishes ready for each day, pretty much ready. I mean, you are gonna have to still prepare something, heat them up, or prepare in some way, but having them 5 to 6 meals a day really through the need for me to eat sugar. Like now, I don't even eat it. I see it and I don't get the urge to eat it, because I'm always filled up, and I'm filled up on the good food that doesn't have too many calories, and then I don't require to eat sugar and stuff. So yeah, stress. Currently on stress, I mean, I don't have too much stress, because I don't know. I just found a way to enjoy life. That's why I started doing this, because I want to share how I do it and what I do and my improvement. Because I honestly just I enjoy it. I would say I enjoy it because, yeah. But I think one of the biggest things you can do about your stress is to actually breathe and drink water. It's two simple things, and they start you, because breathing, as you can see, maybe Wim Hof, if you haven't heard of him, if you maybe you did, you will probably think he's great, but Wim Hof, dude, that's how it's called, and he has his breathing exercises, his breathing sessions, and you should look at those, because they really do detoxify your body in some kind of way, and make you less stressed out. And then also drinking water. Water is one of the most essential things, especially for your brain. It's mostly water, and your whole body is. So yeah, look into Wim Hof if you haven't seen him, but I would say he's great guy, and he even managed to climb on some snowy mountain in only his underpants, which is just insane because it shows how much he can control his body with breathing, and I think everybody should learn that. But we are gonna get into that in other videos also. Checklist. So don't order. I mean, don't order food. It costs way more and it's way shittier food. It has way more bad things in it and way more calories. So yeah, maybe you can, if you have enough money, you can find some healthy alternative. So yeah, you can order, or who knows. It's your thing, but I would say don't order food. It's better to actually prepare it yourself, and you know what you have every day of the week. You don't have to spend your decision making on that, because decision making, you only have a few decisions in a day, and it's great to not spend it on that. So prepare food, give AI goal, request a plan. This is for what AI can be useful, and it's for giving it your goal. For, let's say, you want to lose 10 kilos in 2 months, I don't know, and give the goal, give your preferred eating things and stuff, and then you request a plan. They can even research the shops, the markets. For, let's say, example, me, we have Lidl here, and I told to research Lidl for what it has. It told me prices, it told me everything, and it created a plan for me. So yeah, I mean, I can even create a video where I show you my AI kind of requests that help me. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you want to see that. So don't miss out on meals. I mean that do your 5 to 6 meals a day. Don't miss out on them, because you need to be full in every day, in every part of the day. And with this good food, you are gonna have the energy. You're not gonna get sleepy in the around afternoon. And because I do get sleepy, I used to get sleepy. Better said, uh, always, like every single day, I would get sleepy around 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and then I would waste my whole afternoon for no reason. But when you have good meals, that doesn't really happen to you. So yeah, for me currently I do 2,300 for 2,400 calories. I'm kind of on a cut because I did kind of lose quite a bit of weight now, and I'm trying to lose more because I got fat. Yeah, yeah, that's just it. And I hate being fat because you are slower, you are more sluggish, you have less energy, and it's just better to, Then next thing we are going to go, I want to go through, is communication. Now, some of you have great communication, most likely some of you have shit communication. I, for example, have really bad communication in some ways and really good in the other ways. Talking to people one on one was never my strong suit. I'm not gonna say I'm bad, because you shouldn't never talk about yourself in a bad way. Uh, but it wasn't my strong suit. So one of the things I will be focusing on in this channel and stuff is also talking to people and practice speaking. Now, conversation, nobody cares again. No, but nobody cares. Believe me, nobody freaking cares. Well, if you go up to somebody, you start talking with them, they might like you, they might not like you. You are gonna learn something from that interaction. If you go up to a girl, if you are a man, or if you are even if you are a woman, go up to a guy. I don't know if he's interesting to you, but go up to them, give them some compliment. Everybody loves compliments, guys. You're gonna make somebody's day. No matter if they have somebody already, they don't have somebody, nothing comes out of it, something comes out of it. Everybody loves compliments. Dude, so somebody complimented some guy complimented my shirt the other day. I had a team of shirts from League of Legends. Dude complimented me. I remember that shit. It's not something that's gonna change your life, but people remember. And you are gonna feel better when you compliment somebody, because you know they will remember that you gave them a compliment. Same if you come to a girl, you compliment her, she doesn't mind you and says she has a boyfriend, doesn't matter. It's good because you know you made their day. They're most likely gonna smile. They're most likely gonna smile, and I wouldn't say it's exclusive to anybody. You don't have to be only beautiful for that, but who knows? Try it and see how it goes for you. But I'm telling you, it works. Then again, I won't feel pride in that. Feel pride that you did that, because not many people do it nowadays. It's all become so online. Everybody's so online, so online sufficient, and believe me, it's more surprising when somebody comes to you and talks to you than when somebody follows you on Instagram and kind of starts sending stupid messages or doesn't even send anything. It's way better to actually talk to people and they are going to like it way more. In my experience, they are always receptive. But as I said, I'm not the greatest talker because I cannot small talk. My small talk ability is of the chart, and I mean under the chart. It goes to the opposite way, to the left downside of all minus things. But I attempt to exercise because it's really good to be able to do that. Your connection with other people is also what can impact your body and mind. That's a very very big part of it, believe me, and that's something we are going to exercise. But I believe this is still a thing that comes after the body and mind. So this is gonna be sometime after, when it starts. But yeah, it's pretty much talk to somebody every day. Attempt to start a conversation with somebody on the bus, somebody you see outside. Just attempt to start. It doesn't matter if it lasts 10 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes, who cares? Maybe you learn something new, you meet somebody new. Public speaking. Now, this is why I said I'm kind of half-half, because public speaking for some reason goes well for me. I don't have a problem with public speaking. I can talk in front of people, and I mean actually not in front of just camera. I mean actually talking in front of people, which I've realized, I don't know, my brain just kind of functions there. But I'm going to attempt to find more reasons why it does and how I can help you maybe do it. Because yeah, I'm telling you, it's actually fun when you are able to, because you can lead the conversation. You can lead the conversation when you want, and you can talk about what you want. You can maybe make some jokes. You would think that what I realized works best for me is, if people are not interested, you say something stupid. Intentionally say something that kind of brings them out of the expectation. Most of the people, when they present, if you're in school or college or wherever, most of them when they present, they're always just kind of read out of their mind and stuff. But when you are going at it with not being ultra prepared and actually just kind of cracking down maybe some jokes and stuff, not constantly, but you are still on the point, but you say it in a different way that people do not expect. Uh, it's gonna help you. People are gonna catch attention, because when they hear something not expected, it really triggers your brain and wants you to look at it. Supremacy again. Feel pride. Feel good. Feel proud that you managed to do it. Because as I said, not many people do it, and people start loving other people that are ready to do something that's hard. Believe me. After they see it a few times, they are ready to join you, and they are ready to do things and kind of really listen. Then approaching, get comfortable, very rare. It's a good question what I wrote by very rare, but I think I meant very rare. Like I was writing this last night, but I think I meant very rare. Like, you are gonna get some bad reaction. It's very rare that you get a bad reaction. Maybe you will get the bad reaction, but it's usually just gonna be like brush off, yeah, go away, and that's it. You just go to the next person and talk to them. Get comfortable with it. Getting comfortable is just by doing it. Doing it and then feeling good that you did it. So, checklist. Talk to someone new every day, even if quick. Speak about anything into the mic and listen. Give real compliments. So, yeah, talk to somebody new every day. It's gonna help you kind of connect with people and exercise that every day. So, it's also a skill. Speak about anything into the mic and listen. Even if you don't like public speaking or something, or even if you don't care about recording stuff, you can still speak into the mic and listen to yourself talking. It's good, and you can kind of review yourself way easier and maybe think about what you said, how you said it, how you could improve, and it can be helpful. So yeah, give real compliments. These are all the things that I'm kind of writing also for myself, checklists that I do every day. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now the next one, drive and systems. Now drive is a very interesting thing, I would say, because you usually need to have drive for actually doing stuff. For example, goals, motivation, consistency, obsession, and that's what we are going to talk about. And the systems and apps I create for all the other things. Now, so during my things, because I am kind of a developer, I know something about creating apps. I get a lot of ideas for the apps. While I'm actually looking for a way to improve, I get a shit ton of idea for the apps. Now maybe I should focus on those apps, but I think it's better that I actually go through and talk about whole thing of improving and then create the apps on the side, simple apps that I'm gonna put on Git so you guys can get them. It's gonna be free. I don't care about giving them to you. Do you want to use it or not? For example, I created my daily focus app. This thing starts up as soon as I run my PC. This thing starts up, and on this thing you can see I can even close it. I can close it to be smaller, and I can open it to be bigger. For example, here I have Wimfo Breed Wallster. Wallster is another thing I'm gonna get it in other videos because it's great. And yeah, it gives me total estimated time. For example, how I put, if I remove this now, you can see I have 11 minutes, 10 minutes, 90 minutes, read 90 minutes, okay. And when I put, it kind of goes to 3 out of 4, and it also tells me estimated time of doing something, which I think is great because it kind of allows you to know how much of the day you are gonna spend on that and instantly be decided on what to do next. Also adding tasks, yeah, like you can see repeat daily timer. So yeah, every day this thing resets, gives you daily tasks, and I think that's an amazing stuff. Okay, yeah. So let's move that now. So apps like that, I have a lot more ideas for them. I don't know why. I just get ideas for apps. Maybe some of you guys copy it. Maybe you create a good app from that. But yeah, I think that could be useful for you and for me also because I use it. Like I don't know what I'm just gonna be doing what I use. I'm gonna be also showing here because I think that showing something that I'm not using is kind of detrimental. And what's the point if I don't have personal experience in that? So, some of the things that goals, motivation, consistency, obsession. We have seen that in a lot of things, like motivation, consistency versus obsession. Obsessed is always better, but realistically, it depends on your goal. It depends on your goal and how, why, when. So, what's the plan? How can I use this? So, how can you use that plan? How are you gonna do something? Why exactly that? Why use this? And then when do you start? When do you use? All of these kind of questions, they are gonna be like talked about more in the books I tell you, but all of them answer your thing on why your thing that gives you motivation consists obsession. It's all obsession comes from doing something, and consistency also comes from everything comes from doing something. Motivation usually looked at short form, but realistic motivation can be great because motivation is what makes you start. That's kind of the main point of motivation. You cannot be motivated for something always, but it what makes you start. Now, why are you doing that? That's gonna be your goal that you are holding out like a carrot on a stick, and then consistency, obsession are gonna make you chase that goal. So when you answer these things for your goal, or when you are, let's say, start reading a book, you are asking what can you get from that book. Like the point of reading a book is not just read a book and say I read a book. The point is actually getting some information out of it, the information you need, because otherwise it's just entertainment and can be put into other pile of watching Netflix and stuff. So yeah, you need to know what you are attempting to get from that book, and when you do get that, you are gonna be able to read way faster. You're gonna get to reading way faster because it's a really cool skill, man. Books become so much more fun when you actually when you are actually able to read faster. So yeah, checklist here is answer how, why, when for everything you want, and after that later on systems and stuff. Can you optimize them? And yeah, there is gonna be many things around it. Spirit identity. Now, this is something that it's probably gonna be the deepest part of all of this because it kind of goes into the whole belief system, how faith functions, and some of you may not be religious, some of you may be, I don't know, as performance philosophy or identity. Now, whole life I've been a Catholic Christian. Now, would you certify me as that? I don't know. You most likely wouldn't, by the way I do stuff, because I see the world in a bit of a different way, and uh, I don't, that there is a lot of stuff there, but I'm not gonna be getting into that currently. But yeah, belief system and how faith functions, those things are important because if you have faith in your identity, if you are sure you can do something and you are sure your identity is actually somebody who's successful and stuff, well, that's where belief system and faith comes in. Now, one of the most important things why this works by laws of physics, which I'm sure many of people that hear this wouldn't agree with me, but not sure, I'm gonna just tell you to it. The brain is such a special thing that it outputs so much power. It outputs insane amounts of power. So, by laws of physics, if you output the power, it can only get converted. Now, that's why I think manifesting works. Because when you output so much of your thought into manifesting, into wanting something, it's gonna occur at some point. There is no way it doesn't happen because you're putting so much energy into it, and that energy has to be converted. Now, the brain energy works differently, but it's there. It's hugely there. So yeah, that's why I believe it really actually works by laws of physics and not something that only Jesus taught or you know when you he said if you have the belief of this I don't know how it goes on English, but yeah, the small thing, small rock or small plant thing, the I bean, I don't know how it's called in English, but if you have the belief that you can move a mountain, and that's most likely not most people will be like, yeah, that's just like crazy, but in reality it's not. It's just like he spoke everything in parables, so it might sound differently, it might actually mean different thing, and I think it does kind of prove the point that energy does get converted, because yeah, energy gets converted into other energy, and there is no way of actually destroying the energy. So if you are really putting your mind onto it, you are spending energy to think about something, create something, well, it's bound to happen. That's why we have things like, if you are that's why you see always some kind of things ironically where people don't want something to happen, and it does happen. Well, most of the times it does happen because there is no really differentiator. They don't know the differentiator. They just hate something and they don't want it to happen. But there is no differentiator of it not happening and it happening. So it happens because so much thought was put into that. So yeah, don't say you can do something because you can do a lot of things. It's just a matter of belief, and I believe me, there is so many things I want to talk about. Yeah, it can be a 10-hour long video probably, but yeah, that's something we are gonna get into one day, because yeah. So books and ideas. The more you open your mind, the more ideas you'll have. Books help with that. Knowledge is power. No, use knowledge is power, because knowledge is useless if you cannot use it. If you can use it, it's very very good. Ideas. There is no bad ideas, and discuss them. So yeah, uh, when you are reading books, you are bound to get ideas, and you will get ideas maybe similar to the other people, but you will get them in a different way, maybe. And that's why it's always good to discuss ideas, maybe teach somebody else your ideas, and tell them how they work, because when you teach them, you will realize more about the idea itself and actually learn something. But yeah, use knowledge. Books are often looked as newer generations useless, but in reality, it's because they don't know what they are looking for, and they don't know what they can use, and they don't attempt to use it. Sorry, okay, they don't attempt to use it, and that's why use knowledge is power, because when you can use it, oh, that's it. It gets really good. So checklist: read one book a week and apply. Do a 30-minute idea writing session at the end of each week. I love doing that. I love doing the 30-minute reading session at the end of each week, because it it really allows you to bring everything you've learned that week into some idea, some form, and then you can even give it to AI, those ideas, to see what you can create. Maybe you can combine them into something. It's really good. So last week I wrote like 40 something ideas in 25 minutes, and those are all for the video ideas, which is insane. And most of those ideas I think are good because they don't need to be talked about. So yeah, you should start doing that. Maybe it's not gonna be for videos, it's gonna be for some of your work or stuff, but you should. And now book order. First two books I want you to read, because I don't wanna go through the whole book order, but first two books, the first one is Jim Quick's Limitless. That book is insane, I'm telling you. That book will allow you to read faster, read a lot faster, because for me, I was a guy that read every single word, and I read at like 200 words per minute. In 1 week, I have managed to get to 400 something words per minute. It's insane, and I'm aiming to get to 800. I want to get to 800 words per minute, where I just see them and they all get stuck in my mind, because he does teach you that in Limitless, and it's so much more fun to read books. It's way faster to read books, and you learn comprehension very well. So yeah, he teaches you how your brain works, how to become limitless with your brain, how to read faster, how to remember more, how to do stuff that you didn't think was possible. Like, he pretty much changed his whole thing. He got kind of disablement after he fell and hit the radiator, I believe he says, and he in later in life he actually managed to reverse all of that problems with his mind. And I cannot even stress now how good of a book this is. It's gonna teach you memory. You're gonna be able to remember 20-30 words after you see them in 20 seconds, 30 seconds, because the way he explains everything with association and stuff and memory, it's amazing. I'm gonna be going through a lot of the stuff I learned from that, but original source, and I think he explains it really well, and it's insane. Now, the second book I would read after Limitless, because Limitless allows you to believe that you are limitless, that you can do anything. But the problem is still doing it sometimes, and that's where David Goggins' "Can't Hurt Me" comes in. I wasn't too like kind of think, oh, this is gonna be some insane read, but something. But dude, I have read it pretty much in 3 days, 2-3 days, and I have a bit more to finish. The book is insane. I'm just gonna say the book is absolutely insane. It really stacks well onto Limitless, and it shows you what your mind is actually capable of sustaining. Limitless shows you your mind is capable of breaking the limits, but David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me shows you that your mind is capable of sustaining though and going up beyond those limits. I don't. It's hard to explain how well they go together, but believe me, if you read both of those, it will probably change your outlook on many things, and your mind is going to start craving to. Your mind is going to start craving to actually have something hard to do, something hard to do, and dude, you're gonna enjoy it. Believe me. So, why I do this? I think good base equals fun improvement. So what I mean by that is, when you have a good base, setup base of doing stuff like all of these things, and you actually manage to create a good base later in life when you are attempting to improve in anything, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be better, and it's gonna be faster. That's why I kind of started doing this in the idea of, well, kids are gonna be using way too much AI, and I'm gonna attempt to learn everything I can of making myself and human lives better in a way that they could also know it, but without it needing some specialistic thing where you have to go deep down into some skill, you have to learn, you have to go through. This is all basic skills that are going to be explored. I mean, not so basic even, but they are the base. They are gonna. So how exactly how in its Bible said, if you build your house on the landslide or the sand, depending on which you read, but if you build your house on landslide or the sand, your house is gonna fall. If you build it on a rock, it's gonna stay. So this is kind of the rock. If you manage to build your mind and your life on this rock, it's gonna allow you to do everything else better. It's gonna allow you to uh, do things faster, better. For example, if you know how to read faster and you can remember way more, it's of course gonna help you later in life, whatever you do. Even if you are chatting with AI, it tells you something. You read it faster, you save more time, you go. So yeah, uh, look at it however you want. I think this is an amazing thing. Good basic was fun improvement, but yeah. So roadmap. Start. I started with body and health. It's been now like 2 weeks, 2 something weeks of me doing body and health, body and mind. I started with those two because I think that's kind of the most important. And books and ideas, I mean, they're overarching because you are constantly gonna be reading through the books to upgrade on all of these because books have all of that. So that's why it's kind of overarching. and mind learning are gonna be till the end. But after getting used to the body and mind, you should then throw in communication, spirit, identity, and then in the end we go for the systems. But the reason I did it like this is because it's not good to start with everything. If you start with everything, you are most likely gonna quit. You should start with the two most important ones, the two most essential ones that are gonna get you ready for the other ones. Because if you are not sure on how you look and you are not sure on your mind, it's gonna be way faster to approach people. It's gonna be way faster to identify yourself. Believe me, it's just I believe this is the right way to go. For me, this is working now amazingly, and yeah, that's why I say body and mind first. Then after you get used to that, maybe it takes you 2 weeks, maybe it takes you a month. After you get it, so you can do that every single week without having a problem with it. Then go for the communication. Start approaching people. Start talking to people. Explore your identity. Explore the spirit. Explore what you can do now. I'm gonna be going through all of these in my videos, so do keep that in mind. Feel free to subscribe and follow because I think it's gonna help you a lot. And there is a lot of things you just going through, and it's gonna help future kids. It's gonna make the world better because as many people know this, as many people use it, it's gonna be way better because this is not chasing some material thing. It's not competing constantly with somebody. It's not attempting to make somebody else fail. It's actually attempting to be good at stuff and kind of live in a better world, I guess. The world where critical thinking is required because AI just does everything else. So yeah, and driving systems in the end, you start implementing the drive. You start implementing why you do it, how you do it. You decide you are happy with yourself, so you decide why you want to do that, and yeah, it's just how it goes. So what to expect from me? I mean, I'm gonna, since this is the kind of the first really big video or what important video, what to expect from me? Well, 3 weekly long form videos explain what I learned on the journey, 3 weekly shorts, GitHub of free apps, and Discord group later on when we get followers and stuff. I mean, I'm gonna create a Discord group so we can discuss everything because one of the main things is actually teaching. And if you can teach, one of the main things is teaching what you learn because that reinforces your learning. So if you can teach other people, it's gonna help you. And in Discord, you will have a lot of people that are ready to do this, and you will meet a lot of people if you manage to get there. So yeah, let me know how you like this video. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be talking about all of these. So yeah, this is for my next video about reading stuff because I think that's important. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about all of these. There is gonna be a lot of stuff because there is many things to cover. And yeah, let me know if this is something you're interested in. What else maybe you would like to see thrown in because yeah, I think as I said, good base equals fun improvement. So yeah, my master plan for summer improvement. Thank you everybody for watching, and let me know if you like the video, and see you in the next one.